Right. All right. What is up, fellow anti-netters? I have Deni with me today. Say hi, Deni.
Hey, anti-netter world. I'm
Hey, and
totally new.
yeah, I don't know if you know this. You snuck in. You were like one of you might be the very final. I'm pretty sure you're the very final one-on-one anti-net coaching session I'm doing. Like I told everyone, I'm just doing this for a short period of time just to help me refine the teaching and all of that stuff. So congrats on being the last one to slip right in right before right before the door closed.
Awesome. I'm honored to have and I kind of had to move everything here because normally I do my anti-netting in a different location. So I'm a little bit discombobulated. But I'm so glad I found you because I do a lot of things just to kind of let you know if that's okay, what I
Hmm.
do. So I do publishing and wellness and personal development and that kind of stuff. And recently we just got into developing television channels for Roku and Amazon Fire. So, and then next month, I'm going to be doing a 3 hour workshop and then a 45-minute presentation. So
I saw that. Yep.
I'm like, ah. So I tried the Obsidian thing and I love Obsidian. It's great. I think for what I do, it's great for project management.
Yeah.
So, I tried the hashtags and the wiki links and all that
Hmm.
stuff, but there's still too
Blasphemy.
much thought
Blasphemy.
process involved. And I'm a totally old school. I mean, this is my drop in everything. So I have
Hmm.
I have notebooks like this. This is my pre-bib, I guess,
Yep. Yep.
where everything kind of goes in here.
I got that too at the very, very up top, at the top of my anti-net. I still use it.
Exactly. And so when I found you, it couldn't have been perfect timing. So I have like 3 weeks to prepare and I'm so scatterbrained. And even in like the 2 weeks that I've been doing it before I was, able to get in with you, so much has been happening. So I just started where I'm at. And one of the things with the research that I found before finding you is, all right, I'm just going to start with one, and I'll just go from there. And something in my mind was just, I just couldn't move forward with starting with one.
Meaning
And
starting with one project.
with starting with number one in the index, just
Oh,
starting with
got you.
one
Got you. Yeah.
and then connecting thoughts from there.
Hmm.
It just didn't seem to really fit within the way my mind works. And
Hmm.
then you did the academic disciplinary fields on wiki, yeah. And I went through, and one of the first things I did was I picked categories.
Awesome. Yes.
So I went through and I kind of looked at my current project that I'm working on, and I
Hmm.
just went through and I said, all right, what are the categories
Yep.
that I'm going to be, you know, creating ideas
Hmm.
from?
Hmm.
And so this is where I started. And then I incorporated some of your stuff like quotes 1380. Oh, I'm like, oh my gosh, my brain just loves that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. 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 Exactly.
so that's where I'm at with organizing it. Do you want me to continue or do you have any questions or?
Yeah. No, this is great. Yeah. So I think what we should do is continue with the tour. Give me the layout of what you've currently set up when your anti-net is looking like, and then also let's try to narrow down because I see you have a 3 hour workshop and a 45-minute presentation. Let's try to narrow down and like create the attack plan for. I don't know if it's those are two separate things or one, but yeah, we'll get that
Yeah, from the
going
three
next.
hour workshop, the
Hmm.
presentation will show itself. So I'm really not worried about that. However, all of the resources that I'm thinking about include, pardon me, including
Oh yeah. Yep.
so, I've got all of these and I already have some of the bib notes, but I can back up a little bit. Um, what I did, you ready?
Yes.
Or you had a question?
Um, I was gonna ask, but I think you're gonna be showing me. But yeah, I want to see your anti-net and like all of the sections and all of that. But we can do that in a little bit. Continue what you were just gonna show me.
So what I was going to show you is I took your list and I realized we need two ABC index things. So in the list, it said one, so I had to get another one. And so in the pink is my bib. It's my bib, but I don't know if you can see that 13113. If you put the 1 and the 3 together, that's B, and then there's 1, and then the 1 and 3 is bib. The reason I did that is my brain kind of went, okay, but this is alphabet in here, but it's supposed to somehow go with numbers. So I kind of separated it as ABC and numbers, and it went right in between the index and the Antinet in my brain. It just flipped right in there.
Yeah.
So
and it's then, still kind of, it's basically the bib box, but you've for your brain to make it work, you've kind of like integrated between the other ones.
Because it's numbers and letters together.
Yes.
And then my index is all just letters.
Cool.
And I'm trying not to get over zealous with the indexing. So I may have questions.
I know. It's in the very beginning, it's hard because you're building your index out from, first, like you get index fatigue, you don't want to burn yourself out on that. But then again, in the beginning, I think we also have a lot of our energy and excitement, so like a year ago when I just, first started building out the system, I was happily in index fatigue state because it was so much fun. So, just don't expect it to always have to index like crazy,
Yeah, I'm trying to stay there. At least anything I underline, I'm making sure is in the index.
Yes.
And reference somewhere. So I figure every time I go through it, I might remember, oh, there's another thing that I can link later. And that's how I make those links. So this is my, this is all just new paper, but I got the black and pink. So the pink is the bib and the black is the index.
The main box.
Yes, thank you. The box. It's Betty. It's so Betty. So huge
Would you
Betty
call it
white.
Betty?
Betty.
Is that the name of your Antinet? Yeah.
I'm a huge Betty White fan, and you know what? She worked till the day she died, and good for her. And so that's what I'm going to be doing.
That's
so
awesome.
I have my index tabs, and then I have these kind of up sideways because like this one, I don't know where to put it yet. And then what I end up doing is like one of the books I'll be doing and kind of going through the bibliography, then I'll just go ahead and put my idea and reference it there. And sometimes I don't know where I'm going to put it. The other question I had is X references. This one, I'm not 100% sure I'm using this correctly. So like with this one, it's 1602-1-2, 1-1-2. And this idea I got from a YouTube. So I kind of put those together. Is that how you use XREFs?
Yeah, show me that again. So, okay, so that one is.
So this one is what I think is an XREF. And this is where
it says, okay, XREF. Yeah, good. And it's numbered YouTube. Yep. Novell. Yeah, that's an XREF.
And then it's to this one.
Subconscious is controlled by the conscious mind. Yep. Whatever you think about. Yep. And then where did you get this card from? Is this card
from this idea, from this YouTube?
Okay.
So I started writing what was coming about the subconscious and conscious and what I already know in here. But this triggered the idea.
Yeah. And then what's that number on what's the pink card number?
I put XREF 1602-1-2 and then to this card 1602-1-2.
Can you do it over there? Okay, 1-1-2. Okay, yeah. You want to make the Oh, so you've duplicated the number. You know what you should do on the XREF, the pink card, instead of it ending with 2, have it end with 2A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I have, because I move around, I have all my stuff in here. I'll have extra index cards,
Yep. Hey,
extra cards,
I rock a fanny
Post-it
pack, so
notes,
you're okay. Awesome.
white
Yep.
out pen.
Yep.
I'm a huge Sharpie pen. So these are Sharpies. This is black. I have blue, red, purple,
Yep.
green.
Yep. So let's go back to the card on the
Extra.
subconscious. Yeah. Okay. So here's how to think of them. So what I created and what you probably saw a video on I call them XREF collectives, and it's just a collective of XREFs. Okay, a collective of external references. Okay, that you put in the main box. So you've created that pink card. I would say is a start of a XREF collective. Now what you want to do is like take out that white main card that you showed me, 16.
021-2.
Yeah. What you want to do is on the bottom right corner is I want you to put do you have a red pen, red ink?
I do.
Okay. So we're going to put it there so that if anytime if like those, if that pink card gets if you branch down and that pink card gets separated, then we can always have the actual reference of where it came from.
Okay, so I put
Yeah.
XREF 1602-1-2-A. Or
that's one way of
or
doing
just
it.
the number.
Yeah. Did you put it in Zotero? Did you get like Zotero set up like a at all? Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
Obsidian, I did. There's quite the learning curve. You really need to know coding.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I figure, with all the learning that I did with Obsidian, I can at least get this set up.
Yeah.
What I like about Obsidian is I have it on my Mac, my iPad, and my phone.
Yes.
And so no matter where I'm at, I can look at it.
Yeah.
For project management,
but
not for this.
It's such a each of the digital systems. Well, we can go on a long tangent on that, but it's a I love Obsidian as a writing tool, but not as a thinking tool. And I think analog systems, as you know, you put pen to paper, your thoughts disentangle themselves magically. That cannot be reproduced, in my opinion. But yes,
or project management, not having tasks fall through the cracks. It's great. It's great to set that up for that.
So
so in the bottom right, I put just the number.
Okay, so you have two options. Yes, number one, you could put the number, or number two, you can put just write like a brief description of the reference, which was, I think there was a YouTube video, right?
Yes.
Okay. So because you don't have that much space, on let me think how we want to do this. Yeah. I'm going to show you, we're going to kind of, this is unconventional because we're going to just jump into the advanced. I'm just going to show you a unique way to do this. Yeah, because we don't have enough room to write YouTube and all of that stuff. But actually we might. Let's do this. This is what I do when I run out of room on the main card. In the bottom right corner, I want you to, in red ink, I want you to write R.
Okay.
And then put a little box around it. I'm going to try to find an example real quick.
Okay, before I write anything, my brain has to make sense of it.
Okay. So let me try to find an example to show you. Not a good one, but it doesn't use black ink, so or it doesn't use red ink. So I'm trying to find one where I use, because I've evolved it to using red ink now.
And when you say it, you're referring to the XREF.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to show you this example. Okay. This is kind of an old note. This is, if you can see right here, this is a little footnote thing that I do.
Mhm.
Okay. And that footnote, it tells me, since I ran out of room, to look at the back of the card. Well, and I have one here too. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay. So what it tells me to do, I'm going to show you how to do this. And when you go to the back, it's a link. Okay. And for instance, the second one says r.digz, which means digital Zettelkasten, page 25. Okay. So what we're going to do is,
It's so weird that you bring that up, because I started using almost like that, but it's a number and then a down arrow so that you flip it over.
exactly. And that's a myth, because and even Lewin said, only use the front. There were exceptions to the rule. Like I've seen him use the back, even he used the back on the index. Now it took me a while. I was digging through my list. It took me a while to actually find that, because I do it on rare occasions, but like there's occasions when you want to do it, and right now is such an occasion. So yeah.
So I would do something like that,
Okay.
like the number and then flip it over and put the reference there instead of having a separate card for
Exactly. Now every time, yeah, exactly. Now most of the time you want to put it actually in the footer.
In the footer.
Yeah, I'm going to show you this example. This is what you've probably seen. We're just diving into the complex stuff.
This is great. This is great.
You've obviously done your homework and already built out the main part. Okay, yeah. So here, look at this example. Oops. Okay. You see this card?
Yes, I see the one.
You see the one, and then you see in the
Uh-huh,
very
and then
bottom.
you see the one.
Yeah, and the
That
bottom.
looks like it
it's
goes
red.
to a bib
Yeah.
note, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't go to a bib note. It goes to the this is like an external reference. It tells me
Okay.
that shortcuts English is the book, like I know that, because then it's also in my Zotero reference manager, and then page 83. So yeah, it's essentially an external reference. It shows where I got the quote for this idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So what we're gonna do is let's create it for this card, for the main card. So yes.
And then we don't need this one.
No.
So I want red, and I'm going to do the number 1 and then to the down arrow.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Not perfect, but see if you can see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So then on the other side, I put this information.
Yep.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah. So let's do that now, just so we have it built out.
Oh no, this must be a new black pen. They have that little plastic thing ball at the
Oh yeah, I know what you're
tip.
talking about.
Okay, new pen. So YouTube for Neville. And the law, which was posted. I put the date it was posted. September 5, 2017. Dr. Joe Murphy. I'm getting better at reading my own handwriting.
My handwriting has gotten so much better. It's crazy.
I just
I
admitted that out loud.
yeah.
Okay. So little down arrow dude,
Yep.
kind of flipping Z. And
Okay. Yep.
there is
Exactly.
what was here. So I don't need this anymore.
No, you do not. Now.
Okay. So I was using X references wrong then.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yes. Yes. So when you create the X references, like a separate card, that's for a collective. That's when you want to create a list of like 5 to 10 and have them continue on about, and you would call it subconscious, or X refs, right? And then you just like list multiple pieces of literature that talk about it.
So I remember seeing that in your index. Would that be stored in the index?
There's 2 ways to store them. And one is in the index. And the benefits of doing that is it allows you to find things faster, and they're faster to create. But I find the more beneficial one, and then the second way to store it, and this is the way Lumen mostly stored his, he stored them at the front of his main sections, so like at the front of your subconscious section in the Antinet, you would have subconscious lit refs, right? Or I used to call them lit refs, X refs. And the reason I
So
like that,
on the index card.
yeah, you would put it on like 1600/1, would be subconscious X refs.
Because I do start with 1601, so 1600/1.
Or
There's
you can
connections being made.
Yep. Or you can do /0. You can put it ahead of 1 as well. Yeah.
I like /1 for some reason.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so 1600, I do the -1. And so this, all of my X refs can go into here in like order.
Exactly.
From all of my bibs, all of these cards within this section.
All of the cards within this
like
section.
I'm in 1600.
Yep.
And I'm making the X ref 1600-1.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
Okay.
We're kind of jumping around and going, but I want to show you something even crazier and more awesome. Okay. So this is an advancement I made, and let's see. What is that XREF, that YouTube video that you just showed me, on the back of that card that you just wrote down. Yeah. Okay. So it's Neville plus the law. Okay. By
Neville
Dr.
and the Law.
Neville and the Law. Okay.
Dr. Joe Murphy.
Yeah. Okay. So, how do you feel about, because that's a lot of work to write down all that stuff for each XREF, okay, for each thing. So what I use and what I would love to walk you through, and we can probably do a screen share on your computer, is to get Zotero. It's a digital reference manager, and then we can create a tag. And so all you have to do is I'll show you how to do it. Okay. But yes, I say we do that. How are you comfortable like sharing your screen and downloading Zotero and having me walk you through it?
Well, I'm not sure why I need another app, because I already use Obsidian, and you're talking about an index, and I already have an index here. So you're talking about putting the index on an app?
It's not the index. It's essentially like a bibliography, a way for you to reference material. And so you have the bib box, right? The bibliography box. Mm-hmm. Well, that is a reference. That's an analog reference manager. Now, the benefits of the analog reference manager is that they're made out of paper, and you create cards like they're the bib cards, so you can create notes out of them, right?
Yeah.
Now, the kind of a little bit of the downside is that it's hard for you to reference them and create like quick short code, which I guess we could do. Why don't we do this? Before we do Zotero, okay? There's I want to see your bibliography box and how you use it.
So my bibliography box is here.
Okay, cool.
And I have it in alphabetical order. Not many in here yet, but here's some stuff I'm going to pull out of F. So I have, this one is Dr. Gary Flint.
Okay, awesome. A theory of treatment of your personality. Oops. Sorry, Siri jumped on and decided to, wait, let me also do this mode too. Do gallery mode. There we go. Okay, and then did you take notes on the back of that card? Heck yes.
So this is page 1. This is page 2.
Yep.
Oh,
okay, cool.
This is page 3.
And Flint. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
So this is all the same book. And then there's Flint number 2, which is this one.
Awesome. Okay.
And then here's this second book.
Wow. Okay, great. All right, never mind. So you are using the bib cards. I don't think we need Zotero right now. So what I was getting at is I wanted the ability so that you didn't have to write down all of that bibliography info, like on that YouTube video and stuff. I want, like, what I was getting at is I would love if you could just write Flint 2, in like page 56, something like that. And you already have that capability and that's built into your system.
Yeah. So let's say I did this one on creating metaphors to communicate. This is on card 1603, which I pulled it out and it's in this pile of mess, which fell on the floor.
story of the anti-netter life.
Where'd 1603 go? Okay, so 1604. Here's 1603 on metaphors. So this is the bib. And then 1603 on metaphors. I did not reference back to the bibliography.
Okay, cool.
So this is where I would put Flint 193. That's it.
193 is a page number, right?
It's actually the place in my Kindle. So
okay. Yeah.
I didn't know what else to, because there's no page numbers in Kindle.
Yeah, it's like the location they call it or something.
Yes, so it's the location. So here I would put Flint. Does it matter what color? Should I use a different color?
I like to use red for like because this is an external reference, right?
Yeah, so use for red. External reference.
Exactly.
So this would be Flint 1-2 193.
Perfect. And exactly. And you did you steal the parentheses from me? Because I do that. Okay.
So that's where it is.
2. Yep. Perfect.
1603. Should I do like the numbers, like where I have it on the card?
So
in a different color? Because that's this card.
No, because those are lit notes. You want, or I would call them bib notes, right? And you don't want to spend too much time on those. That's basically, those are like the staging post for your thoughts. You extract them from your readings, and yeah. And usually, I saw the other cards you did it vertically, right?
You mean in the bib notes?
Yeah.
So in the front I go horizontally, and then in the back I go vertically.
Yeah, that's the Lumanian way.
Oh, it is. It just feels natural.
Yeah.
Because I have the lines in the front and no lines in the back.
Yep, it's perfect.
Okay, cool. Yay.
Cool. I know.
Okay, cool. So that's -2, that's -3. Okay, so then this is fantastic. I do have a couple cards here that I have not put numbers on yet. So I haven't linked them to any of my indexes, or what do you call that? The disciplinary fields,
Yeah.
the numbers,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
number
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. Do we want to do that right now?
I think I can figure it out, because I guess what I do is I put on the top kind of like what it's about,
Yeah.
and
Science.
then where I got it.
Oh, that's interesting. That's like the definition of science, right?
Yes, and so in my fields here, it looks like it would go in 2000. No, that's social science.
Yeah,
Natural
probably.
sciences,
Exactly.
3000.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's what I
kind
would
of
put
what
in.
I would do. So I would kind of look in 3000, see where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I only have one note in here, and that is cranial sacral therapy.
Nice. What is that? 3001? Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this would be like 3002 then.
Yeah. 3002. You could also put it at 3000 slash, or you do dashes, right? You can do
Dash
3000-2. That's one way to do it. Or 3000-1.
Okay, 3001-1.
Or
even though
or just
3001 is craniosacral therapy.
no, I said
So
I said 3000-1. Because
3000
3000 is natural sciences, right? So, like a start of like natural sciences. I mean, and remember, this is all arbitrary. It's based on what makes sense in your mind. So it's like, okay, well, it would be good to start natural sciences with a definition of what is science.
Oh,
So
I see what you're saying.
So you could have 3000-1 be the card that kind of starts off that branch.
And this might also end up being one of those streams of XREFs attached to this.
Yeah. Did you get it from that definition? Was it inspired by like a source directly?
Murphy, yeah, Murphy.
Okay.
The book
is that in your bib
yes.
card? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's reference that.
So that would be here, Murphy 1-2. So it'd be the second one. Of course, I can't find that.
Is it in your bib?
Here's the first one, but this is the book.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's this book, page 73. Oh, that's because it's an actual book.
Okay. So, but yeah, that's where it comes. Oh yeah. Well, you do have the XREF on it. Yeah. Murphy 1-2/73. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I'm doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't see that.
And then
now let's create a card address for it.
For science.
Yes.
So that would be 3000-1.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. Well, no, 3000-1, not 3001.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
My brain is going ahead.
I can tell
3 eyes.
You really want to put out 3001. I could tell.
I do, but 3001 is taken. So
yeah. All right.
Can't go there. All right, 3000-1. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I say we create an index entry for it. Let's create an index entry in your index. Let's put science.
Okay, so
S for
in my
science.
index for my S, this is what I have so far.
Yep, perfect. Let's create an entry that says science.
and then 3000-1,
Yep.
right? 3000-1.
Beautiful. There we go.
Okay.
See, it's a system of order and chaos.
I think I'm going to have to look underneath my chair over there where I usually sit and see if there was an escapee card. Jeez. Okay. And then this one I have, which I think, I'm not sure where it's going to be. It talks about the mental blueprint, which I already have the reference on it.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And then this one, see, I did the arrow for one and then going to the other side.
Yep.
So that should be in red.
Thought.
That should be in red.
If is the no, because I only do red for external references.
Okay, got it.
What should be in red is that, at the top, how it says Murphy. What is it? Yeah, Murphy, in parentheses, the Murphy 1-273, that should be in red. But
okay.
Yeah, you could just underline it in red.
I can do that.
I do that because it clearly calls out.
Okay, and then
No, my question to you is, do you what is your creative output like? You said you're a creator. Do you create presentations more, or
yes.
do you write papers, or what's?
I do all of that.
Okay, cool.
I do
cool.
all of that. So go ahead.
So the how I think of it is, that Murphy 1-2, think of red as like footnotes, so whenever you're writing a paper, you would write out that main idea, like the main idea on the card, right? And then when I write like the main ideas, when you create the presentations, you don't just write it word for word. You kind of have like this communication experience with it. Like I'm looking at the card while writing, and then I'm like filling in and combining it with the new stuff that has come up as well in my readings, so these cards are kind of like a cue, a prompt that create this whole other conversation that goes in your mind. Now, once you put that on paper, and once you put it in the presentation, you then add even more of a support for your thinking and where it came from by adding that Murphy, little XREF as a footnote. And it's cool is because then, like, when people read through your books or your works or your presentation and you have the XREF as well, they're like, oh, it's like they can tell how deeply, you've unpacked this piece of knowledge, and then they can like go to the original source because, you had a conversation with that book, right? That made you actually create meaning and knowledge out of it and your own interpretation out of it. And then, turn it into your own gem of wisdom, right? And so I, with my book that I've just written and that's still being edited, it's like I'm looking at it, I'm like, holy crap, like each chapter has like 100 footnotes. It's just like that doesn't happen by just sitting down at a computer and like Word and just writing. So it's like this is very powerful stuff. And packing a footnote in, and it's like I think it adds more credibility to your work and thoughts too.
Yes, and not only credibility, but putting these puzzle pieces together within your mind first and being able to trace them back.
Yes, exactly.
That's pretty powerful because like this mental blueprint here,
mm-hmm.
And which category I put this in, but it is our habitual thoughts, and this being a thought management system, I can go back to where I was thinking about it, and instead of starting from the beginning, I can start where I left off and then go deeper.
Exactly. Yeah, and then come to it with a different perspective and context, as well. So, it's like I do that with my notes too. It's like that, the note that I had, from 10 years ago, I interpreted differently than how I would read it today and how I'd read the original source today. So you can evolve your perspective over time as well. Yeah.
So this one I would guess would be in like philosophy, like in the 1000s. I do have a 1600.
Okay. Hey, you're copying me. That's my
Am I?
philosophy section. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's right there on the page. You just write, oh yeah, that looks good, that looks good, that looks
Yep.
good. And then I don't have to make any decisions.
Yep.
Because
Exactly.
making a decision how I'm going to index this was holding me back because I
Yeah.
kept saying, well, I'll just do it the traditional and start with the date or start with,
Yeah.
a one or something. And now
Yeah.
I'm able to file it in a way
Yes.
that makes sense.
And were you talking about the whole Van Billemont numbering scheme or the Wikipedia one?
I'm not sure, but you put the date with something at the end and I just kind of let that one go. I didn't even go deeper into it because
Okay.
my brain wasn't wrapping. My brain has to wrap itself around it to really understand in order to apply it.
Yeah. Were
It
you
was almost like
using?
making it too complicated. Like you can't even start if it's
Yeah.
that complicated.
Were you basing your it? Let me just show you this screen. Um, oops. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Zoom. Um, so you see that's the screen.
It wasn't there, it was on Wikipedia.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Cool.
that's where I got it. But
Cool.
yeah, it looks pretty similar.
Yeah, we had a fellow anti-netter put this together. It's something that's been on my list, but he's like, you know what, I'll just, because people were having a hard time mapping it to Wikipedia, which I think oops, let me stop sharing screen. Yeah, which I think
Yeah,
you've
what
been
I
able
did
to
was
do.
I took a look at what I was preparing. So I just started right where I was right now. And I took a look at what I was preparing and what categories those would go into. So
Yes.
that's kind of where I started. And then things just kind of started rolling in from there. Like one of your videos, I caught the 1380, the quotes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I totally have to add that,
I know.
because
Yeah.
now my brain goes right to 1380. It's like, what quote do I want to look at today?
Yep.
Those kind of things, it helps my mind kind of go there as a place, and then all the pieces just kind of fill in.
Yep.
And even though it's non-digital, it's kind of in the ether, but right here makes it three-dimensional and in the matrix.
Yeah, and you can start to think like when you're reading now, because you've like neuro imprinted, I call it, on your mind. You start to think, in terms of your note box, but it's way more um persistent and built into your mind. It's like, I think the spatial physicality of it helps you capture knowledge, and you're like, you know what, yeah, I'll put it over there. It's like, it's almost like you've kind of like the memory castle technique, but real, of like where you're trying to like assign items to a certain visual, like, picture, but it's
Hang
physical
it
and
up
real.
on a internal memory palace. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
it. And I love what you said, like I'm going through books with the bibliography card. And
Yep.
if there's an idea that it's like, oh, this really pertains to this part of my topic, I'll stop everything and write a card out for it right
Yeah.
there.
Nice. Yeah. 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 So you don't even wait and because you don't want to let homework pile up too much. Then you like never get around to actually creating main cards for it. Um, and the point is also, you don't have to create a main card for every single bib note that you create. You know that, right? Like, so if you have 30, you can choose like the top 3 or the top 5 um, to create main cards for.
And then going back to it later, like I went back to get this mental blueprint one that just went, whoo.
Yeah.
um, that's when the idea came from looking at the note. It's like, all right, well, why did I write that page number and that note down? So I go back and look at it, and then the idea comes,
Yeah.
and I'm able to kind of put
Yeah.
that in.
Exactly.
I have to find that note. It went
Yeah.
somewhere. Yes, it went away. Eaten up.
Yeah. I saw it go that
I
way.
think
To
it
your
went
right.
that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's file it.
That is so weird. I'm gonna find that note.
Yeah, yeah. All the skeptics and the people that are like still using Obsidian they're like, oh, see, there's a reason
See?
I'll never I'll never switch. But yeah, all the other benefits make analog something that it just cannot be reproduced.
This is fantastic. I just want to thank you for taking the time and confirming, because a lot of times it's like, am I doing this right? Should I be
Yeah,
doing it
no,
this way?
you're doing it right. Yeah. Now it's about building it out. It's about creating that index. And I think so. Let's talk about it's a 3-hour workshop and a 45-minute presentation. Yeah, let's start strategizing for that.
That is pretty much the outline for the 3-hour workshop is pretty much done.
Really?
So what I'm doing here is like what you said, what I already know and that is in the workshop. I'm getting references for, because I've been through all of these books already.
Jeez, wow. Wait, yeah, can you put them in front of the camera a little bit closer? Let's see
Let
all
me
of them.
get all of the
Our
backs together.
our viewers, they love, like everyone's a bibliophile, a self-professed, The Writer's Journey, The Art of Chronological, okay, The Writer's Leadership and Self-Deception. These are some great books. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay, awesome. Yeah.
So I have bib notes for all of these, and like the physics of the impossible, Michio Keiko. I'm
Yep.
just kind of going through the index and going through what really kind of grabs out, and then going right there and seeing if there's an idea there that I can create
That you can
a
select.
note on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And extract. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's that way you don't necessarily need to read the whole book, right?
Again, yeah, I've
Yeah.
read this. It's been in my
Yeah.
library for a while.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
Very
So
cool.
yeah, so you have the plan and outlined for your upcoming presentation. And are you going to build it out in the Antinet, like your outline, and start creating like the knowledge for it on main cards, or what's your plan there?
I don't have time for that. I wish I did, but
Yeah.
this is something that I've done before. So I already have the PowerPoint slides. So what I'll be able to do is, from the cards that I created, I'll be able to put the references and the resources in there.
Yes.
And that's really what I wanted to do, because this is at a university level. So I want to make sure, my I's are dotted and my T's are crossed,
Yeah.
and just making sure that, what I'm saying up there on the screen, I just didn't, make up stuff, though I tend to do make up stuff. I love making up stuff, but at least I can go, where did I get that idea from?
Yeah.
And there it is. So I think that's really profound in taking my research and my presentation and ability to present at a whole new level. It already
Yeah, absolutely.
feels so different this time
Really.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's something like the analog and anti-nets helped you feel more like organized, and you can like kind of
Heck no, I do not feel organized. No, but once my slides are done and I know where I'm going to be at, and I'll probably feel a little more organized. But
Yeah.
when cards are disappearing and then going, wait, where did this one go? And
Yeah.
oh yeah, I gotta file them now.
Well, you also don't want too much order either, like no magic happens out of too much order, right? You want accidents, you want surprises, you want to find, you want to forget about a note and leave it on the ground, or leave it between something, and then like the day before, or like the night before, or while you're walking to the presentation, you want to find that and have that because it's exciting, like add that to a spin to it, so it's like people try to get too crazy and too ordered and synthetic with like all of these crazy graphs of their knowledge. It's like, no, like knowledge, it's the creation process needs to be, it needs to be systematic, but it also needs to be chaos too. And that's like the fun part.
Yeah, and
So
then what I do, because I move this around, I have the 3 boxes and then my
yes.
bag with everything to make it happen. So I'm able to go and move around. And I notice, just being in a different environment, I'm reading it in a different way.
Yes. Like when you're reading books with a bib card, you're reading it a different way, is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
like when
Or
I'm going through my cards.
Mhm.
So I'm going through my cards and looking at them and reading, okay, what did I write yesterday? And yesterday I was sitting over, this part of the house in a different
Yeah.
area. Now I'm sitting in that part of the house. So I kind of take it with me where I sit and get quiet and, take a look at a book or look at some cards. I'm really liking looking back at the cards.
You mean your bib notes, your bib cards?
Not only the bib cards, but
Oh yeah, the main
the
cards.
net, the main cards, the net
Yes.
cards,
Yeah. Yeah. Of
anti-net
course.
cards. What do
Yeah.
you call these?
I call
They're
them
not
main.
index.
I call them main cards, or like, yeah, main notes. Um, yeah, it's just a name that just has stuck. It's like a lot of these terms have. I never really had like the terms quite figured out, but like teaching it to others forced me to be like on the fly, like, okay, how do I explain this to someone, and what is sticking? Like what makes sense. So, yeah, I call 'em main cards right now.
Main cards, perfect. And the
Yeah.
best thing to do is just start doing it. That's,
Oh, for sure.
because I put it off and I tried Obsidian. It's like, okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. And with 30 years of knowledge and all kinds of research that I've done over the years, this just feels so fantastic. I mean, I just
Right.
don't know what's going to come out, if anything comes out, but I'm loving the process and what it does to my brain.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And then I here's another important point too, is once you start, like once your main box starts to have more and more stuff in it, you're going to start reading and thinking towards where in the main box it's going to go. And so before you actually write the main note, what you want to do is you want to actually review the main box and be like, okay, and scan through it and be like, okay, where am I going to put this card that I'm about to create? Right. And then what that does is it allows you to refresh and kind of create like reverberation of all those ideas again and refresh on that information. And then you're going to be writing the main, the new main note, knowing where it's actually going to go. And so you're kind of going to expand your thoughts and stuff like that. Because and I've done this, one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to rewrite, the same thought. So that when it comes time to file it, you're like, oh my God, I have the same quote already written out. I've
And you
done
don't
that.
even remember doing it.
And I
Yeah, it's
don't
like,
even remember doing it.
huh,
Yeah.
how did this
So
get here? That actually happened to
so
me.
yes. So like I'll have like the same quotes, and I'll know the quotes, or I'll know that there's a place in the main box of like the Antinet for it, because I've kind of like stamped it in my head vaguely, but I'll have forgotten that I've already wrote out the quote like word for word. And so but even if you do that, if you write out the quote the second time, the same quote twice, still file it as a duplicate, so that you can remind yourself that you made a mistake and you're not as smart as you think you are. Like that's what I do. And it's like, it reminds yourself, like, you don't want to create duplicate cards, because it tells you that you're not reviewing your Antinet before you actually write the main note.
I love that. Yeah.
And that's super cool and important, because like the thing during this whole process that we're missing is feedback, right? And so that's a way to get feedback when you're going through and creating your own knowledge. It's like you'd be like, oh, you know what? That's right. I need to actually respect this main box and respect all of the knowledge that I've created to actually review it, and force me to review it more often. So yeah, there's another little pro tip, but you'll get there. You'll get there soon, it looks like.
And one of my cards already got its first little drop of coffee
Oh,
on
nice.
it.
Nice. Nice.
So it's been through quite a bit. Whew.
Yep. See, you're adding character to it. You're adding character and personality to that thought, you know?
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad. Well, I hope I'm not the last, because this is very helpful, and the other ones that you've done have been very helpful in getting an idea of what I need. So
Yeah.
like most of my box right now is empty cards. These are all empty.
Yeah, that's fine.
Empty
Yeah.
cards that are going to be filled, and hopefully, just keep going. But I love the fact that it's very portable right now too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I actually, and you probably, I don't know if you've probably seen my emails. My email list is, I'm in the process right now exploring. I'm like, okay, well, is this just going to be, is the Antinet just going to be my secret weapon that I use for my, my main business, or my previous main business was copywriting and marketing and creating like stories and all that. I'm like, am I just going to continue to, have this be my labor of love, and, or am I going to try to actually like turn it into something that's like my main focus, and, turn it into like offer products and services on. So I just hired a business coach to help hold me accountable, because like if I'm left to just read and write all day and do nothing, I'm just going to do that. So yeah, I'll probably exactly. So I've hired a business coach to so I'll probably figure out what, like if I do these one-on-ones again, and like, under, they might be, he's recommended that I do like the Tesla model, where you start with a higher end service and product, then you can branch down and stuff, to like kind of streamline it. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I just love writing all day. So like I'm more interested in finish writing the book and then creating like an amazing physical newsletter that's like first class, hand delivered to your door every single month, that you'll actually read. That's like my vision, but I don't know if everyone else is interested in that. So it's to be determined. So
I try and keep my vision very short and sweet. Like before finding you, it's like, how can I have fun while taking notes? And I have fun doing this.
yes, awesome.
How can I have a great time, meet lots of good, amazing people, and make gobs of money, while having fun and enjoying what I do. And that's kind of where I'm allowing this, whatever this is, because I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing to do when I come toward it as I don't know, things just start to unfold and happen. That's what I love about it. And I'm already seeing evidence of it. And I've only been really at it for maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah. You've gotten really far, and I'm glad you've like you've set everything up right. That's the cool thing, because like it's hard. It's like I'm trying to explain it to keep it simple, but as there's like, because there's so many other personalizations and advancements that you can add on to it, and
the moment you don't know what to do, you don't do anything.
Yeah.
So what I love about what you've done is different people have done it this way and somebody else did it that way, and you bring out ideas, and so that's when the brain starts to put a system together of how it work for me, because what I'm doing might not work for someone else.
Yeah, you've got the fundamentals down. That's the most important part. Now you can add your own personalization on Betty, and right, is that the name of your Antinet?
Betty, yes. I'm awesome. A huge fan of Betty White.
Yeah, so
very creative.
You can add your own Betty characteristics and her own unique personality, onto it. So yeah.
All right, Betty, where are we going today? Very cool. Well, yeah. So thank you. This is awesome.
Yeah,
I got some advanced tips here. I'm going to start incorporating and see where it goes from here.
Yeah. Are there any other questions or any other things we can cover? Because I block out time. I want to make sure I've removed any roadblocks and you've got everything covered.
I feel ready to tackle this. One of them is an actual education.
There we go again.
This one.
Oh, interesting.
So I'm about ready to tackle this one, and I'll probably do like what you said, is go right to this one, this guy, the black one. I still don't know what to call this guy.
Oh, the main box?
The main box for my idea box.
Yeah. So yeah, what you're saying is you're going to do bib card first, or just go straight to the main box?
I already have the bib card.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I don't have anything written on it.
Okay.
So as I'm going through this book, I'll go ahead and write the page and the idea, and then go right to the main box idea.
Yep, exactly.
That's kind of how I'm going to attack these.
Yes.
These right here, because I do know that there's all kinds of stuff in here that I can include in my presentation and workshop.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, cool. Yeah. You've gotten the plan. You've got it all down. Yeah.
Very cool. And keep me posted what you're going to be doing with your channel. And
Oh yeah. You'll
if
you'll be hearing from me, of course.
awesome. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Well, cool. Well, awesome, Deni. And I want to hear from you and hear how this presentation goes, like on the either YouTube comments or Reddit community, if you can just send a quick note and share an update, or even on this YouTube video when it goes live. I would love to hear your experiences. And, I my hopefully I'll plant this seed is my thought and expectation is that you are going to have the knowledge stamped on your head way more, and you're going to be able to like riff on the ideas and be like super excited about it without having to like rehearse as much, so that's my hope, that's my goal. But yeah, I want to hear how it goes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Cool.
So mote it be, it is done. Ta-da.
Awesome.
Very cool. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, of course. All right, I'm gonna hit the stop recording button, but thank you so much, Deni.